Welcome, adventurers! Get ready for The Hare and the Tortoise, A Friendly Race, a story where a super-fast bunny learns that being slow and steady might just win the day.
One sunny morning, a very fast hare with soft brown fur, known for his speed, saw a gentle tortoise slowly enjoying the green grass. The hare, who often boasted about how quick he was, couldn't help but make fun of the tortoise's unhurried pace. "Do you ever get anywhere, my slow friend?" he asked with a chuckle, a teasing glint in his bright black eyes. The tortoise, wearing his small blue spectacles, looked up calmly, with his deep brown eyes from under his moss-green shell. "Yes, indeed, I do get there," replied the tortoise, his voice steady and kind, "and I believe I get there sooner than you might expect, despite my usual speed." The hare, still amused, just wiggled his long ears with a smile, certain he was much faster. "I will prove it to you," the tortoise continued, a spark of determination in his eyes. "Let's run a race, and you will see." This unexpected challenge surprised the hare, but he found the idea quite funny. The hare let out a comical giggle, thinking how silly it was for a slow tortoise to want to race him. But for the sheer fun of it, and a chance to show off, he agreed to the challenge. Just then, a sleek, observant fox with fiery orange fur happened to pass by and overheard their conversation. With a friendly flicker of his bushy, white-tipped tail, the fox offered to be the judge for this most unusual race. "An exciting event indeed," he exclaimed, with his intelligent amber eyes twinkling. The wise fox then consulted with both animals to set the rules and find a clear path for the race. He carefully marked the starting line with a shiny pebble and the finish line with a bright red wildflower, making sure both racers understood the route. With a nod, the fox shouted, "On your marks, get set, go!" And with that, the grand race between the speedy hare and the steady tortoise officially began, filling the air with anticipation. As soon as the fox shouted, "Go!" the slender hare darted off like an arrow released from a bow, a blur of brown fur across the green field. He was incredibly fast, leaving the starting line far behind in just a few hops. Within moments, the spirited hare was already a tiny speck in the distance, far out of sight of the calm, steady tortoise. He truly loved the feeling of the wind rushing past his long ears. Meanwhile, the sturdy tortoise began his journey with his usual unhurried, consistent pace. Each step was slow and deliberate, but also very firm and determined. He knew he couldn't match the hare's speed, so he focused on putting one strong leg in front of the other. The little blue spectacles on his nose stayed perfectly in place as he carefully navigated the path ahead. He kept his calm, deep brown eyes fixed on the winding route, not looking back. The hare, now far ahead and feeling very smug, decided to take a little break. He thought it would be even funnier to let the tortoise catch up, just to show him how much slower he truly was. Finding a soft patch of grass under a shady tree, the hare decided a quick nap was in order. He laid down, feeling very pleased with himself, and quickly drifted off to sleep, letting out a soft snore. The sun climbed higher in the sky, casting warm light on the sleeping hare. He was completely lost in his dreams, oblivious to the world around him. His long ears twitched occasionally, perhaps dreaming of carrots, but otherwise he remained perfectly still. The stillness of the afternoon and the comfort of the shade made his nap extra long and very peaceful. He had no worries about the race at all. While the swift hare enjoyed his luxurious nap, the sturdy tortoise just kept on going, step by slow, steady step. He didn't rush, he didn't stop, He just continued his journey with quiet persistence. Eventually, his steady pace brought him closer and closer to the sleeping hare. With great care, the tortoise quietly shuffled past the napping animal, his little blue spectacles reflecting the sunlight. He gave a tiny, silent nod of acknowledgement as he passed. The tortoise continued his careful advance, the finish line now clearly visible in the distance. Every muscle in his strong, short legs worked together to propel him forward. He didn't pause to look back or think about the sleeping hare. His only thought was to reach the goal. His calm, deep brown eyes, behind his blue spectacles, sparkled with quiet determination. He was very close to proving his point. After what felt like a lovely long sleep, the slender hare stretched and yawned, finally awakening from his deep slumber. He blinked his bright black eyes open, feeling refreshed and ready to finally finish the race. He looked around for the tortoise, expecting to see him far behind, just catching up to the napping spot. But to his immense surprise, the tortoise was nowhere in sight, and a sudden panic fluttered in his chest. The hare's curious black eyes scanned the empty path ahead, and then he gasped. Far in the distance, almost at the finish line, he could just make out the tiny, familiar shape of the tortoise's moss-green shell. A wave of shock washed over him, quickly turning into a frantic rush. Realizing his mistake, the hare sprang to his feet and began to run as fast as his long, powerful legs could carry him, a blur of speed. The hare ran faster than he had ever run before, his tiny red scarf streaming behind him. He pushed himself to his absolute limit, hoping against hope to cover the distance and overtake the tortoise. But it was too late. The steadfast tortoise, with his calm and unyielding spirit, had already reached the finish line. With a final graceful step, the tortoise crossed the red wildflower, winning the race. The fox, with a gentle smile and a nod of approval, announced the tortoise as the rightful winner. The defeated hare slowly approached, feeling a mix of embarrassment and respect for his friend. He humbly congratulated the tortoise, acknowledging his incredible perseverance and wisdom. "You were right, my friend," the hare said. "Slow and steady truly wins the race." The tortoise simply smiled, his blue spectacles gleaming wisely. And so, from that day forward, the hare learned that being very fast isn't always enough to win. He understood that being consistent and never giving up, even when things are difficult or others seem ahead, is very important. This teaches us all that steady effort and determination can help anyone achieve their goals, no matter how grand, proving that slow and steady truly does win the race.
Ever dreamed of being the hero? Now you get to be the star. Your adventure starts at TalesMio. Visit talesmio.com now.